a very difficult one. Very difficult because I'm having some slight pain in my hand, so I had to go to the clinic this afternoon. And yes, so you are welcome.
Thank you very
If
much.
you don't mind, you can take off your mask so I can see you and make you out. So maybe the leader can go ahead and introduce.
Right, sure. Thank you very much, and it's an honor as well to. I mean, when we called on you that you wanted to pay a courtesy visit, to also give us the opportunity um, to speak with you as well, and then on that way. So we really appreciate it. So this is the Federation of African Law Students, which is the unifying body of all law students in Africa. And here in Ghana, we have a chapter. And so with me are some of the international executives and also the Ghanaian chapter executives. So I don't know whether I should just go do the introduction this way or by through ranks, but if I would just be permitted to do it from my left and then cut it this way, unfortunately. Yeah. So I have with me Naziha Amin Gombila, who has been the General Secretary for the Falas Female Forum. We have a female chapter of the Federation, and she happens to be the General Secretary of that chapter. And then we have Sarah Mana Ansan, who happens to be the General Secretary for the Ghana chapter for the Federation. The Federation has chapters in various countries, and she is the General Secretary for the Ghana chapter. And then on the extreme left is Mr. Solomon Adongo, who happens to be the president for the King's College University, and then also the chairperson of the membership committee here in Ghana. So the next is Mr. Ludwig Ni Afutikwe, the president for the Gimpa Law School, and then also the deputy country director for Falas here in Ghana. And then we have Jojo Afun, the president for the University of Ghana, Legon, and he also is the deputy. So we have two deputies, and he's also one of the deputies for the deputy country director for Ghana. So I actually came here with the big guns of Palace because this is a big house, and so we can't just come with. So we had to come with a big arsenal that you have to pay this courtesy visit. We deem it a profound delight that you have taken time off your busy schedule to have a tete-a-tete with us, and so we had to come with the big people that you have. And so these are the people that are here. And lastly, myself, Alfred Elide, the president for the Federation. Right. So, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That was a very elaborate introduction. It's good to have you around and to have this short interaction. No matter how short it is, I'm sure that it's a good beginning for like greater work tomorrow. I think that one of the biggest challenges that we have in Africa is our inability to integrate and cooperate for common purposes, you know. And for people of the West, the more we are unable to cooperate, the better. You know, um, for those who are Christians, you would be told that whoever the devil would want to destroy, he will first isolate out of um, the group. So if the West or all the powers that be are colonial masters, the best way they can keep us where we are, so they can control our resources and they can control our narrative. We cannot take control over the African situation. Is if they continue to um, keep us divided. So just before you came, I was watching the documentary of the independence of Ghana, and I saw Dr. Nkrumah reiterating, freedom, freedom, freedom. that uh, the people of Ghana are free forever. And as I kept thinking about that, and I kept thinking about Independence Day, where we are celebrating our 65th birthday, and you look at the current, situation of Ghana, um, Ghana beyond aid, now becoming Ghana, who is debt stressed country in the midst of all the resources that we have. And it got me thinking, so how far have we really gone as a people? And the story is not only for Ghana. If you go to other African countries, it's the same. And if you look at the regional corporations, for example, ECOWAS to Southern Development Corporation to the AU project to the Sahel region and their corporations and so on and so forth. The only reason why we are unable to succeed is because the leaders of Africa are not committed to the whole idea of cooperation. So it always falls off somewhere. Anytime you try, you just fall off somewhere. You try, you fall off somewhere. So we have beautiful ideals, but we never are able to live to expectations. And so um, it is refreshing to see young people like at your age not thinking about only cooperation in the student front in Ghana, but you are looking at it beyond the shores of Ghana. And for me, that is very, very refreshing. Last year, when I was at the Africa Bar Conference, the annual conference at Niamey, um, I realized that I was the only Ghanaian at the Africa Bar Conference. And I was like, why are we so much local champions, and yet when it comes to the global story, we are very limited? So it tells you that in the global space, it's only the individuals who are able to position themselves for global work, they become significant, like Kofi Annan. So if His Excellency Kofi Annan was able to become the UN Secretary General, then in the global space, Ghanaians should be playing like some very key roles. But do we have them? No. Why? There is no consistent plan to grow people beyond the shores of Ghana, to grow lawyers beyond the shores of Ghana. In this day of AFTA, which has headquarters in Ghana, and in this day of global cooperation, legal practice should be more global. We should be thinking more global. We should be thinking about how Ghanaian lawyers can enter into the market in Nigeria, get into the market in Niger, get into the Kenyan market. But what do? We have a very closed legal system. That's what we have here in Ghana. That is not giving opportunity to anybody. It took people like us leading students, in demonstration before people who are actually qualified are called back into law school. Everything is so closed. We just introduced a bill on deregularization of the law school, and we have the first draft that has come. We are trying to review and send it back, so we will steadily make sure that we can push the agenda that can reform legal education in Ghana, and even to some limited extent reform legal practice in Ghana. People are still living in stone age mentality of having control, but the world is changing. Things are changing, and we must change. We must adapt. Otherwise, um, we risk not being relevant in the grand scheme of affairs into the future. So it's good to know that there are young men who, even at the law student front, are already thinking, because once you get exposure, it's going to gradually lead you. And I think that um, even as student lawyers, you should be able to take like um, honorary positions in like programs like Africa Bar Conference, the Ghana chapter. I have a project called the Youth for Human Rights Africa, which promotes human rights across the globe, and we should be able to maybe cooperate and say that FALAS, in conjunction with Youth for Human Rights Africa, and with support from, say, Africa Bar Conference are embarking on maybe some particular um, human rights concern that cut across the globe. So, for example, we have challenges with free movement of persons. We have challenges with free movement of in goods. As we speak now, borders are still closed. When ECOWAS has consistently said we must open our borders. So you may have Parliament complaining, but we should have people in advocacy position that are also championing things like that. Then you become relevant in the grand scheme of affairs eventually. So it's good to have you guys around, and thank you for the congratulatory message. I appreciate it. I'm hoping that a lot of you will grow to become global lawyers whose practice will go beyond Ghana. I mean, some of you should be practicing before International Criminal Court of Justice, before the ECOWAS Court of Africa. You should be practicing before the Human Rights Commission of Africa. Then you know that you are moving a step further. But when you are locked up here, that's why you don't want to give space because you are a local champion. You think if somebody comes in, they are coming to take your job, you know. But really, the work goes beyond Ghana. So for me, that is my goal anyway. I mean, the goal of my practice. By the time I'm now 12 years at the bar, by the time I turn 20 years at the bar, I think FX Law and Associates should be a global law firm. I mean, all lawyers practicing there should be called to 2, 3, 4, 5 bars on the African continent, and we should be able to champion um, a policy of reciprocity eventually. See, when people are advocating, then those things will happen. Because when you go to the US, for example, if you are called to New York, but you can practice in several other countries where they have reciprocity rules. So when we champion this, we will be the people to make recommendation to the Committee of Attorney Generals of West Africa, or that would say that if you are called to the bar in Ghana, all other Commonwealth countries should be able to recognize you to come and practice there. And these are things that you can champion in the space of the Agenda 2063 of Africa. And if you can check Agenda 2063, it says the Africa we want. That Africa must be an African society that is open to everyone, and everyone can have opportunities wherever you are in Africa. So we should be able to have reciprocity rules. So you recognize our bar, we recognize your bar. So you can just come and you can practice, set up a practice once you have your money. And that is the only way we can grow our continent. So some of us are really going beyond this. Um, well, unfortunately, this is where we are. That's where we are. We were born here, and it is Ghana that we have. If there were any other country than Ghana, some of us believe we could have participated in those spaces. But for now, this is where we are. So we'll continue to fight for the reforms, and hope that things change for us. So I appreciate you guys for coming, and God bless you.